All right, we are just at the top of the hour. I know that more folks will be coming into the webinar as I'm speaking. I will throw everything I am saying into the chat as well. So welcome the Urban Assembly Virtual College Fair. So important that you're here with us. This part is really important. Our panelists cannot see or hear you. Again, our panelists cannot see or hear you. So if you have a question you'd like answered during this 45-minute session, please use that Q&A button that's found at the top or bottom of your screen. Again, the only way that you'll be able to get a question answered during this 45-minute session is by hitting that Q&A button. So please take advantage of that. The other thing is pay attention to that chat. Our panelists will be throwing in important information. The most important information is who to contact and how to contact them. You can sign up for more sessions the next time slot, same place you signed up for this one. And a recording of this will be sent out to everyone who signed up for this virtual college fair and can be found at our website at strivescan.com. I will put that exact link into the chat as well. All right, we are going to get kicked off with Williams College.
Great. So can everybody see my screen? Great, thank you so much. Hi everybody, my name is Solgi Lim. I work at Williams College in Western Massachusetts, and I want to focus today on just a couple of things that I hope will give you a sense of how Williams is different from other schools. And so excited to be with you here today. So we are located in the northwestern corner of Massachusetts. As you can see behind me, we're in a really beautiful area surrounded by mountains, really different from New York City in many ways. I went to high school in Seoul in South Korea, a city of 10 million. So I get the excitement of living in a city. I can also appreciate what it's like to live in a more bucolic area. We have students from many different backgrounds, many different geographies on campus, really try to create a community that is inclusive and welcoming, and where students of all backgrounds can thrive and have a really equitable educational experience. Couple of things about the curriculum that are unique. One is the opportunity to take two-person classes. They're called Williams tutorials. At Williams, the average class size is small. On average, you'll be in a class of 13 students, and tutorials bring that small class to another level where it's just you, one other student, and the professor meeting on a weekly basis. They're modeled on Oxford University's tutorials, and every year, about 10% of our classes are taught in this way. You can pick a tutorial if you want to as part of your 4 classes in the fall or spring. They're entirely optional, but even so, more than half of our students take a tutorial. They're offered in every academic discipline for first years as well as through senior year. And if you like the idea of going really deeply into a subject area, getting to know a partner really well, being really kind of challenged, but also supported in your learning in that intensive way, a tutorial might be of interest to you. The second thing I want to point out about our curriculum is this mini term that we squeeze in between the fall and spring. So don't worry, you have a winter break, you'll have a spring break, but you also have this mini term that will be part of your experience every year. It's called Winter Study. It takes place for 3.5 weeks. These are courses designed to be taught for a shorter period. They're taught by faculty as well as experts from the outside world, so policymakers, artists and thespians, people who work in the corporate world, and are meant to give you an opportunity to explore something really deeply that is not offered typically during the fall or spring terms. You can also use it as an opportunity to travel. If you're a financial aid student, your financial aid travels with you during winter study as well as during the fall or spring terms. It's also an opportunity to pursue internships, perhaps, maybe go home to New York for a few weeks, for a few extra weeks if you choose to pursue that. You might be wondering, okay, well, who are the people that I might live with when I arrive on campus? I hear from so many high school students, I want to meet people who are really different from me, people who come from different backgrounds, who have different interests and passions. But of course, naturally, when you get to a new place, the easiest way to meet people is to find folks who have commonalities with you through classes, through co-curriculars, through affinity groups. And the entry actually creates an opportunity for first years to live with a group of 40 or so other first year students. It's designed to be a microcosm of your first year class, so that by simply living together, you get to meet people who are really different from you in lots of ways, who are also uber nerds the way you are, and who continue your learning that is starting in the classroom during the day, but into conversations in the dorm at night, Every entry gets together on a weekly basis to connect, share highs and lows over snacks. When you have a performance group, your entry will come to cheer you on. When there's a sporting event that one of your entry mates is involved in, you'll go and cheer them on. So it's just a nice built-in community that you live with for the entire year. Some of your best friends might be in the entry. You might have your best friends through some other group on campus, but the entry is always there to support you. Super quickly, I just wanted to highlight that there are tremendous resources to support your career exploration during your time at Williams and to really launch you onto a successful career path after college. We have a career center that's really dedicated, wants to get to know you, connect with you early and often, even if you have no idea what you want to do or you know exactly what you want to do after college. And we have a fiercely loyal alumni network that is always interested in supporting our students, sharing how they got to where they are, creating internship and job opportunities for our students as well. Super quickly, I just want to mention there's a lot of detail on our website about what you need to apply, when you need to apply, what kind of options you have for applications. But what I want you to hear is that we know this year is a really unusual year. It's been a challenging year for many reasons, that there have been a lot of disruptions academically. I'm sure in your family dynamic, there's a lot that you have been juggling with. And I know this is true for all of my colleagues in this session, that we understand and we will take into consideration all of those pieces, but we don't know what you don't tell us. So don't hesitate to share any additional information that you think will be useful for the admission process. And finally, I just wanted to mention Williams is one of the most generous colleges in terms of financial aid in the country. Half of our students receive financial aid, 17% pay nothing to attend. If you're wondering what might I expect in terms of financial aid for my family, I encourage you to go to our financial aid website. There are two icons here on the bottom, the net price calculator, the quick college cost estimator. The one on the right-hand side takes 2 minutes to complete. The one on the left-hand side takes 20 minutes to complete. But these should give you a really quick and dirty sense of what to expect should you apply for financial aid. For some of our families, that means they've paid nothing to attend, and for other families, they'll contribute some part of the cost. The last thing I'll leave you with is that all students on financial aid at Williams receive free textbooks and course materials, so you'll never have to worry about how expensive your books will be. And that comprehensive approach to aid carries throughout your 4 years, so it's not limited to tuition room and board. But really any additional costs you might incur as a student for the educational experience, we're thinking about it, including storage in the summers, health insurance, etc. So with that, I'll stop and turn it over to my next colleague.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have State University of New York.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jen. I'm an admissions advisor here at SUNY Plattsburgh. I am the New York City admissions advisor, so if you do end up applying, I will be reviewing your application, so please feel free. I'm going to give my contact information at the end to contact me with any questions or concerns that you have, but let's get started. So a few fast facts about SUNY Plattsburgh is that we were founded in 1889 as a teacher's college. So the building that you see here in the background, that is called Hopkins Hall. That used to be our only academic building. Now we have about 36 of them, and we have about 300 acres. So we have definitely grown from 1889. We are a medium-sized campus, around 4,800 undergraduate students with around 300 graduates. So definitely the type of campus you can walk around, see different people every day, but then also see your familiar faces here or there. We do represent about 32 states and about 66 different countries. So we actually have a pretty large international populations that come from all over the world to SUNY Plattsburgh. 30% of our students identify as being Black, Latinx, or Asian American. That 30% is solely domestic, so it does not include our international population, and they're mostly actually from the New York City area, so where you are all from. 49% of our students identify as being first generation, which means both their parents did not complete a 4-year degree. We do offer first generation support services within our student support services office because we want to make the transition from high school to college as smooth as possible. So not just academic support, emotional support, mental support. It really is a huge life-altering decision, so we want to be there to support you. Our average class size is about 23 students. Because we are medium sized, it is pretty difficult to do lecture halls of 100, 200 students. So very personalized attention with your professors. Alongside the first generation support services, we also offer any accommodations if you have any learning disabilities, physical disabilities as well. We are also accredited by the Middle States Association. Now, here at SUNY Plattsburgh, we have over 70 majors and minors, and these are just to name a few of them. So they're not all of them. I'm not going to go through it, but we are divided between these three different schools. Our first school is the School of Arts and Sciences. It's the widest ranges of classes and courses that you'll find. Some of the most popular majors within this school is our sciences. We have over 10 science majors. We also have criminal justice, psychology, medical technology has been some of our most popular programs as of late as well. Our second school, School of Education, Health, and Human Services. Some of the most popular programs within this one is our 5-year master's in education. So you'll graduate within 5 years with both your adolescence education or childhood education. So both your bachelor's and your master's. Communication Sciences and Disorders is a perfect program if you're interested in speech pathology or audio radiology. We have a direct entry nursing program as well. That is a 4-year nursing program. You have to apply as a high school senior and get accepted as a high school senior. So please, if you're interested in nursing, ask me questions, as it is a very specific program for us. Our social work program is accelerated. So instead of going to graduate school for 2 years, you qualify for just 1. If you are interested in physical therapy, sports therapy, fitness and wellness leadership program is the one for you. And then last but not least, our School of Business and Economics. Within this school, we are internationally accredited. We have over 10 majors and minors. We are the only SUNY school that offers entrepreneurship as a 4-year program. So if you are interested in starting your own business, that would be a great program to start with. Now, a little bit about getting involved at SUNY Plattsburgh. So we have over 100 clubs and organizations on our campus. They range from media clubs, recreational clubs, academic clubs. The second week of every semester, you'll get invited to a student involvement fair. We'll get to see all the clubs that are active for that semester. We also have 12 residence halls. 10 out of 12 of them have been newly renovated, with the 10th one opening last year, and 3 of them are first-year buildings. So only first-year students will live there. You also have the freedom to start your own club on campus. So out of the 100 clubs that we have, none of them really get you interested. You can definitely start your own. SUNY Plattsburgh is located about 5 hours away from New York City. 4.5 if you live in the Bronx, because you skip all that Manhattan traffic. We are about 3 hours away from Albany, 1 hour away from Montreal, Canada, 1 hour away from Burlington, Vermont. So it's not a difficult drive. You hit the I-87, go all the way up north. We are divided between an uptown Plattsburgh and a downtown Plattsburgh. Downtown Plattsburgh is about a 10-minute walk from campus, is more of a small town feel. And then uptown Plattsburgh is more of about a 10-minute drive. And it's more of a city feel. So it's divided between 3 different plazas, and it has every huge store, fast food chains that you can find back here at home in New York City. Being part of the SUNY system, you do have access to over 600 study abroad locations and programs. So it is amazing. They have all these opportunities to study abroad. We are one of 4 SUNYs that offers a National Student Exchange program. So this gives you the ability to study away in a different state, but still pay in-state tuition, which is awesome. Now, these are some of the requirements and scholarships that we offer. So for general admissions, an 84 to a 92. As for EOP is a 74 to an 82. And sorry, for general admissions, I'm an 84 to a 92. We are test optional for the 2021-2022 school year, but please check back with us to see if we will remain test optional. And these are some just dates and deadlines for the fall. Please take a look. December 1, March 1st for transfers. And please file your FAFSA as soon as you file your application so we can give you your financial aid package. And these are just our email addresses. The admissions email is the offices, and then that's the bottom one is my own. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have John Jay, College of Criminal Justice.
Alrighty, so good morning, or should I say good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I'm just gonna go ahead and put our contact information in the chat, um, and how you can communicate with us after the presentation. So a little bit of John Jay. If you are interested in going into criminal justice, and you are interested in pursuing a degree in possibly police studies, political science, possibly becoming a lawyer, then John Jay's for you. But we do offer other liberal arts majors as well. We do serve 13,000 undergraduate students. We have 60 plus clubs and organizations, 103 nationalities represented, and 47% of our students are first generation college students. We have 15 Division III athletic teams. So we do provide you merit scholarships. And we have a 60K square foot rooftop parks and commons area that our students use to basically, hang out. And it's a terrace that we have that connects our old building with our new building. 44% of our students are Hispanic, 20% are Black, 21% are white, and 12% are Asian. We are a very diverse campus. And what's fun about our campus is not only are we diverse internationally, but we also are diverse nationally as well. We do have students who come from out of state, and you'll get to meet them if you do come to John Jay. So we do offer 47 minors, 31 majors, 17 master programs, and 3 doctoral programs. A lot of students come to John Jay for usually criminal justice, forensic psychology, and criminology. Again, if you're interested in going into the public service world, if you're interested in going into criminal justice, then obviously John Jay would be the school for you. We are part of the CUNY system, so we are a New York City City University. Our average tuition is about $6,500 a year. And we also offer wonderful programs to help you through your process at John Jay. So we do offer something called the BA/MA track that allows you to do a bachelor's and master's at the same time in approximately 4 to 5 years, if that is something you are interested in. So we do have a dual degree program. We also have a pre-law institute. If you are interested in going into law school, this program is quite phenomenal because it is a way to make sure that you get the help that you need preparing for the LSAT, as well as getting contact information with lawyers, attending different types of conferences, so on and so forth. And we also have articulation agreements with the 2-year schools. So if you don't make it to John Jay, your first time, it's okay. You can do the CJA program, the CUNY Justice Academy program, that basically allows you to transfer to John Jay once you've obtained your associate's degree in one of our majors at each school. We are located 2 blocks away from Columbus Circle. So we are by the A, the B, and the C line and the D line. So it makes it very convenient, I hope, to many to come to John Jay. And that is us. And again, we do offer other majors such as anthropology, sociology, English. We have toxology. So if you don't have a specific program in criminal justice, it's okay. We offer other programs as well. And thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have University of Maryland, Eastern Shore.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all so much for having me. My name is Hamira Taylor, admissions counselor and recruiter with University of Maryland Eastern Shore, located in Princess Anne, Maryland. So from major landmark cities such as Washington, D.C., and Baltimore, we're about 2.5 hours away. If you know Ocean City, Maryland, which is a major seaside resort and very popular tourist attraction in the spring and summer months, we're about 45 minutes away from Ocean City, Maryland, just to kind of give you some context there. A brief overview of who we are. We're a top 20 national ranking HBCU. And we're also the state's 1890 land grant and doctoral research institution. So our original founding purposes were grounded in experiential learning and research in the areas of mechanical sciences and agriculture. So those areas are very big here, but we have since expanded our programs to cover more than 25 independently accredited programs, not only focused in STEAM, but to also cover the social sciences, business, fine arts, health professions, and more. We're considered a small institution. We have a little under 3,000 students who currently attend. So we offer opportunities for very personalized learning experiences in small class sizes, averaging a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. As far as athletics, we are also a Division I institution, and we participate in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. So to briefly highlight our most popular programs here, criminal justice is very big here, with a required internship in the junior year, so opportunities for hands-on experience. That's ideal for students who want to focus in pre-law, corrections, or law enforcement. Of course, agriculture is very big as an 1890 land grant. So we offer pre-vet professional, general agriculture, agribusiness, agriculture management, and other fields and concentrations within that umbrella. We also have a campus farm on campus for students to be hands-on as well. Also in the top 5, we have exercise science, which has 2 tracks, clinical health and health fitness. So if you want to go into physical therapy, we do have the Doctor of Physical Therapy program on campus. So that's almost a direct transition into that program, as well as fitness training if you want to go into recreational fitness. And then also we would have our engineering program. So we have 4 concentrations: mechanical, electrical, aerospace, and computer. So those are just some of our most popular programs. We do have unique programs that set us apart as an institution, including our aviation science program. We're currently the only institution in the state of Maryland to offer a professional pilot program. So students are getting on-site flight training and graduate with eligibility to earn a professional pilot license. We also have the hospitality and tourism management program with a hotel conference center on campus. So that serves as our student labs to get hands-on experience, as well as the professional golf management program. We're currently the only HBCU to offer a professional golf program where students can learn the sport of golf as well as the business of running a golf course as well. So regardless of what you decide to pursue here at UMES, all of our programs are designed to give you practical experience, whether it's through internships or through our state-of-the-art facilities on our campus. We do have a number of student success services as well to promote personal and professional growth, including peer tutoring, professional mental health counseling, and career development services. So we have coaches who will work with you to help you find internships or to help you navigate the job search process, including career fairs every semester, resume writing, and just helping you with your job interview skills. So all of these are available to you. Also, to briefly highlight our Hinton Honors Program, there are a lot of opportunities with this for our highly motivated students, including merit-based scholarships, study abroad opportunities, and professional development opportunities. So what they're looking for in terms of criteria is at least a 3.3 cumulative unweighted GPA. Test scores such as SAT is around 1100 or higher, and ACT is a 23 or higher. So if you want to learn more information about that, feel free to reach out to me in the chat. We do have several organizations in place for students to enjoy, including more than 70 different clubs, including student government, Greek life, cultural clubs, dance teams, and intramural sports. So we encourage students to get involved because we are such a small, close-knit university. We also have 11 residence halls, which are all conducive to learning. So we encourage students to live on campus to get the most out of their student experience. We also have several facilities in place for students to enjoy during downtime, including the bowling alley, movie theater, exercise facilities, and more. As I mentioned, we are a Division I athletics institution. So if you would like to learn more about the recruiting process, you'll want to reach out to the head coach of your desired team at easternshorehawks.com. I can include that link in the chat for you all as well. These are all of the tuition and fees and resources for in-state Eastern Shore rate, which includes Delaware, Eastern Shore, Virginia, and then all of our out-of-state regions. We do offer $10 million to students annually in scholarships, with about 90% of our students qualifying for some type of financial aid, whether it be grants, loans, scholarships, or a combination. So it's imperative that you apply early and do your FAFSA as early as possible so that you know what you can qualify for. We do have a merit-based scholarship for incoming freshmen, which can range anywhere from $1,000 to $6,000 within your first year. That's normally split between 2 semesters and non-renewable. But again, the FAFSA is required to be considered for that opportunity, as well as to submit an application. So what we look for in terms of criteria for applying, there's currently 3 ways to apply with us. We're on the Common application, the Common Black College application, and then we have our standard application on our website with a $35 application fee. Our average GPA is around a 2.5. We currently, for fall 2021, are waiving the SAT and ACT test score requirement. So we're looking for the course rigor, looking for AP courses, dual enrollment, college prep, We also look for an upward trend in your performance. We want to see improvement from grade 9 through current. We also consider external factors such as extracurricular activities, essays, and letters of recommendation. So it is a very holistic review process. The average turnaround time for a decision is within 2 to 3 weeks of applying. So again, the key is to apply early. Our commitment deadline is May 1st, but we do consider applications beyond that up into the start of classes as long as there is space available. If you take dual enrollment courses and you want to be considered for college credit, you want to make sure to also submit your college transcripts. We're looking for an average 2.0 cumulative GPA or higher for transfer courses. And last but not least, if you're not already keeping up with us on social media, I invite you to follow us on one or more of these platforms. We post a lot of useful information for students who are navigating the process. And thank you all so much for your time. I'll be answering questions in the chat from here.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have St. Lawrence University.
Hey, everybody, how are you? My camera just moved on me, of course. Why wouldn't it while I wasn't looking? Bill versus technology. My name is Bill Short. I am the director of HEOP, the Higher Education Opportunity Program at St. Lawrence. So my perspective is going to be just a little bit different. I am very, very involved in admissions, but I don't work in the admissions department. I work with students through HEOP, so I will meet you now. And if you end up coming to St. Lawrence, I will have interviewed you, and then I'll be working side by side with you for 4 years until you graduate. So my role, as I said, is a little bit different, but more about the program in a moment. I think I'll start with some very broad stuff about St. Lawrence University. The closest school on this call to us is actually SUNY Plattsburgh. We are also at the northern edge of the state. We're further west. So where Plattsburgh is an hour from Montreal, we're about an hour from Ottawa, the capital of Canada. The other important thing about that geography is our name. We are called St. Lawrence University because we are in the St. Lawrence County along the banks of the St. Lawrence River. We are not a religious affiliated school. I think we're the only college that's Saint something that isn't a religious affiliated school. So we are non-denominational. We're a liberal arts school. Again, a longer list of majors, minors, and pre-professional programs than I can possibly list for you right now. But they're all the good ones are there. And I guess what I would also just say is St. Lawrence, founded in 1856, was absolutely founded on a principle of inclusion from the very beginning, way back in 1856. We were coeducational from day one. We had men and women, and we were one of the only college in the state of New York that early that granted women actually degrees instead of just a certificate. In those days, if a woman went to college, she didn't get a degree, she just got a certificate of attendance, except at St. Lawrence University. The women in our school got full degrees right from the beginning. And so where does that bring us today in terms of diversity and inclusion? Well, I'm not going to pretend that we aren't still a predominantly white institution or a PWI. We absolutely are. But we are also absolutely dedicated to the principle of diversity and inclusion as improving circumstances for everybody when we do that. And to that point, I'm going to kind of go off the facts and figures about St. Lawrence and kind of delve a little bit into student involvement and inclusion in a way. There was a student group that formed last year, a new organization called BLI, the Black Laurentians Initiative. And they wrote a letter to the president and the senior staff and the board of trustees requesting some actions to make the university even more inclusive. Now, I have never seen a student organization make as much change as BLI has done in 1 year. So immediately, the Black Lives Matter flag went up the flagpole, the university flagpole. A little bit longer trajectory project is the university is reviewing our entire curriculum, all the classes we offer, top to bottom, to make sure that we're addressing diversity and inclusion in the most appropriate way for each class in every class that we have. So you might think about that for things like sociology and history, that's kind of obvious. But we're also looking at it for computer science and for chemistry and for everything that we do. And that is really sort of baked into the DNA of St. Lawrence, and St. Lawrence does take it seriously. So let me pivot a little bit and talk about HEOP, the Higher Education Opportunity Program. If you don't know, although you're with UA schools and you have some of the best counselors that I know of, so you probably do know some things about it. But the first thing that I think most people would associate with HEOP is the financial aid. It is guaranteed to meet your full need for all 4 years. It covers, we're a completely residential school. All of our students live on campus, and obviously where we are, you wouldn't be commuting from home anyway. So it includes tuition, room and board, books, all fees, and also a stipend for personal use. And it's just that, it's personal use. I don't ask you what you use it for. We distribute the money, you do whatever you want. You buy a pizza, you buy some shoes, pay your cell phone bill, whatever you need, that's up to you. And that is guaranteed all 4 years for HEOP. There is no loan in the first year. There is a loan that begins with the second year, and you will end up at the end of 4 years with a maximum loan of $9,900, and that's a subsidized federal loan. So I'm willing to put numbers straight out there for you. But you know, I also want you to understand, HEOP is not really about the financial aid, as important as that is, as good as that is. It actually doesn't matter if you don't get what you came for. If you come to St. Lawrence and you leave without a diploma, or maybe with a diploma, but without your foot on a path, either to graduate school or the first job in your career, if that doesn't happen, then you didn't get what you came for. And that money is wasted. We might as well take it out back and burn it. So what's really important about HEOP is the support we provide to make sure you always have what you need every step of the way to be the most successful. So that our statistic for last year was 94% placement in a job or the graduate school within less than that first year. If you are going to be in that 94% number, and HEOP students are absolutely in that 94% number, then we're going to start looking at how do you build your career path. You don't go to career services in your senior year. You're going to start actually in the summer before your first year. You're going to meet those folks because HEOP has a summer program that brings you in before your first year. You don't come every year, just before your first year, to prepare you so that you know absolutely what to expect in a college classroom, why it's more challenging than a high school class, and how do you address that? How do you take your skills to the next level to be successful? How do you do everything that you want to do? How do you plan for a career starting from the beginning? Even if you have no idea what that's going to be today, that's okay. You actually still begin the process, but it's a process of discovery at that point. If you do know, then you're going to start putting your feet right on that path. So by the end of the summer program, you're going to know everybody on campus that you need to know. You're going to know where everything is. You're going to need to know how everything works. And you're going to be in a position, if you choose to be a leader on campus. And I did put my contact in the chat, and I hope to get some great questions, and I hope to actually meet some of you in interviews in person when we can do that again.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Boston University.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So my name is Duffy Moran. I'm a Senior Associate Director at Boston University. And Boston University is a large private teaching and research university right in the city of Boston. And to discuss BU, I think it's really important to start just with our incredibly diverse student body. We have students coming to BU from over 130 countries, all 50 states, and just about every background, ethnicity, cultural group that you could imagine. I think a big part of our institution is being a place that welcomes students that are reflective of the city we're in, the country we're in, and the world we're in. So along with that, we offer those students an incredible diversity of thought and academic program with the opportunity to pursue degrees across 10 different schools and colleges, over 300 different majors and minors programs of study. In terms of academic life at BU, our students are applying directly to one of our schools and colleges, but we have this concept of one BU, which really means that your coursework is going to span all the schools and colleges, and you have the chance to really pursue unique interdisciplinary pathways. So you can major across schools and colleges. Perhaps being a biomedical engineering student in the College of Engineering, pursuing a minor in music through our College of Fine Arts, or a minor in public health through our traditionally graduate level School of Public Health. Maybe a journalism student in our College of Communication, pursuing a second degree during your 4 years in biochemistry or molecular biology in the pre-med track in the College of Arts and Sciences. And while we have nearly 17,000 undergraduates, we are a large university, but we have so many resources in place to make sure students are building connections and able to work hand in hand with advisors and mentors as they find their pathway at BU. Along with the numbers you can see on this slide, 80% of our classes have fewer than 30 students. Only 4% of our classes have more than 100 students. So it really is designed around building those one-on-one interactions. And if you combine that with our incredibly strong academic advising and our first year experience program, where students can learn to use the Educational Resource Center, the Free Tutoring Center, the Center for Career Development, our Newberry Center, which provides additional support for students who may be the first in their families to attend college, as well as opportunities for undergraduate research through our undergrad research office. You really have that expectation built into your coursework that you're making lasting connections with the incredible faculty who make up the faculty at BU. And a lot of that's due to the fact that we are a major research university. BU was chartered as a research institution in 1867, making it one of the first research universities in America, led to Professor Alexander Graham Bell inventing the telephone with a research grant from BU in 1876. And that identity as a research institution has continued to really shape us to this day. We're a major tier 1 research university. We had over $570 million of funded research on our campus. But I think the more important part is how that affects the undergrad experience. Our students have numerous programs designed to integrate this idea of research, asking questions, finding answers, developing knowledge that are built to really foster that experience, foster that process, whether that's through your coursework or through outside experiential pieces. We have an undergrad research opportunities program through which we funded over $1 million of undergraduate research last year. We have our Yaki Foundation internship program where students can receive grant funding through the university to pursue internships in the nonprofit field. We have our Build Lab, which is an incubator space on campus. So whatever ideas you have, you can bring those to life through a program that's really focused on innovation and entrepreneurship. I think a great example of the breadth of research that happens at BU can be seen just to 2 of our most recent additions to campus. Last spring, in the midst of the pandemic, we also broke ground on a 19-story, 345,000 square foot Center for Data Sciences and Computing. At that exact same time, we're also announcing the start of our Anti-Racist Research Center, headed up by Professor Eben Max-Kendi. It's a really one-of-a-kind center looking at bolstering the field of research around racism and examining the data that illustrates the effects on our communities and policies that allow it to continue to persist in our society. So being in a place with all that research going on and having those experiences is great. And then also just being able to take advantage of it, even through our Center for Career Development, where we had over 4,000 internship opportunities available across our schools and colleges and across the globe. We are a place that really values global engagement and citizenship. We probably best exemplify that through study abroad programs. We send students, nearly half our students will go abroad at some point in time through over 80 programs spanning 6 continents. They're BU run, they're BU operated. We really want our students to have that chance to experience other cultures, experience other places, perhaps even have an internship while studying abroad, and then enter into a global alumni network where we have BU alum who currently reside in over 180 of 196 world countries. And I think one of the best parts of doing this is that you're doing this at a place that really fosters a true community in the city of Boston. We are a residential campus. We guarantee housing all 4 years, and we really value that residential experience because coming with that is true community. We have students involved in over 450 clubs and organizations, whether that's student cultural organizations and affinity organizations where students can examine their identity and examine their culture and have the chance to meet other students and experience that more beyond the classroom, political organizations, activism, opportunities in the fine arts, service. Our students are so engaged in and around Boston. We're a Division I school for sports. We also have club and intramural sports. So there are lots of ways to get involved there. And our campus is truly unique in the sense that it is right in the city of Boston. We are integrated with the city of Boston. You can hop on the T, which is the train system in Boston, and be downtown in 10 to 15 minutes. And so while you have this home on campus, and while we guarantee housing all 4 years, our students do live and function on our campus in so many ways. You also have the city right at your doorstep. Boston's obviously not New York City, not much is, but it is a really cool city with phenomenal opportunities in the fine arts. We're a short walk over to the Museum of Fine Arts and Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. There are opportunities in the biotech field. We are a short walk over to some of the top research hospitals in the country, along with Boston Medical Center, BU's teaching hospital. So there are so many opportunities for internships, for research opportunities, or just for fun. And our students really appreciate taking advantage of that as well. So I'll turn things back over to Christy and we'll go from there.
All right, thank you. If everyone could turn on their camera, we're going to go in the same order that we presented, starting with Williams College. If you could share, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
Yeah, I would just say I think it's really easy to kind of focus on what the colleges and universities are looking for and try to figure out like how can I mold and shape my experiences to that. But I think this is as much a process about learning about yourself and figuring out what you want and how to sort of find a place that will really support you well, encourage and support you in exploring your interests and your passions. So I would say, I think it's important to do a lot of self-reflection and a lot of thinking about your own achievements, your own interests, what has allowed you to be successful so far, and what are you looking for in a college based on that. So don't look only outwardly and look to what the universities and colleges are looking for, but again, think about what you're wanting, what you need to thrive, and what really excites you. So don't forget that self-reflection piece.
What I would say to students is, submit as much information about yourself as possible. College essays may be not mandatory, but submit one anyway. It is amazing to hear more about you. Pick wisely who you choose to write your letter of recommendation. Choose someone who knows who you are as a person and not just in the classroom. We can see how you're doing by your transcript. So again, we really want to learn more about you and who you are as a person. If you're applying via the SUNY app, the SUNY supplemental application is important. It provides us again with that additional information that we can give and that we can support, and ask questions, right? If there's something you're not sure about EOP, about HEOP, about any program, ask them. We're there to help you along with the application process, not just your high school, college counselor. So really use this as a resource. And ask us any questions or concerns you have, because we're really here along the way with you. So that's my little 2 cents.
Alrighty, so my piece of advice would be get yourself an Excel sheet, write down all the schools that you're interested in, pros, cons, email addresses. If we've provided you with any contact information, make sure you add that to your Excel sheet. Organize yourselves and put important dates, and that's what I have.
One of the risks of going nearly at the end is that people have said brilliant things already, but I do have something to add. I would just really ask you to think about the value of getting outside of your comfort zone. If your comfort zone is defined as your comfort zone because you're comfortable there because it's what you know, then clearly if you stay with what you know, you're not going to learn anything new. You have to get outside of your comfort zone to learn anything new, to find where the new information, new people, new experiences, anything that is outside the comfort zone. But also, when you're looking at campuses, make sure you're also thinking about where will I have my home base of support, because you can't be outside your comfort zone 24/7. That creates anxiety. So what campus is going to ask you to stretch outside your comfort zone and is going to support you while you do it? That's my advice.
And I'd agree with Bill on all accounts, especially that great advice has already been offered. And last piece of advice too about stretching outside your comfort zone. I guess the piece that I can add would just also be take advantage of all that's available in terms of the college search process. Well, so many of the rights and traditions of the college search where students are visiting campus and getting out and doing those things have been upset and disrupted and really thrown off by COVID. It also has caused a lot of colleges and universities to become so much more accessible online on platforms such as this, but also offering virtual tours where students can see an actual campus tour and ask questions. And get a feel for places that may be outside of, even local travel and things like that, and get a feel in a much more meaningful way than traditional. So while there have been so many disruptions and challenges, you are at a unique point in this process where there is so much more available, I think, virtually than traditional. So maybe check out some schools that you never would have checked out before and take advantage of those programs.
And my piece of advice, just to kind of piggyback off of that, which is going to be to take advantage of different recruiting events that are designed to give you more information and take those advantage of those opportunities to talk to current students as well. We have a lot of student ambassadors who are working either virtually or through our campus tours who want to talk to you about their personal experience. That's a great way to kind of engage and kind of see what your experience would be like before even attending. So take advantage of all those opportunities as much as possible.
Right. Awesome advice from our experts, our panelists here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thanks to those attending or watching this recording. If you are here with us, when you leave, there is a 4-question survey that will appear. You can sign up for another time slot that's just coming up here shortly, same place that you signed up for this one. And a recording of this will be sent out and available at StriveScan's website. I threw that into the chat as well. Thank you again to our experts, to our panelists, and thank you to everyone out there watching. Best of luck and have a great day.